Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. XRP is one of the most amazing risk-reward profiles out there when it comes to cryptocurrencies. For a number of reasons I'll be explaining in this latest Moon Lambeau hot jam. But as the market's positioning to just have this final blow-off top for this last portion of this bull cycle, my gosh. Like, the price of XRP today is going to look dirt cheap by the time this is all said and done. And then I do think that a bubble's going to inflate and pop, so there'd be a big retracement downwards. But on the way up, my gosh, I think it's going to get absolutely bonkers. And consider that XRP is the only top 10 cryptocurrency in terms of market cap that hasn't hit its all-time high. So you could look at that and verbally state that's some sort of negative, but if you're an investor looking to get into crypto, you might view that a little bit differently. So I want to talk about that, as well as a little bit of market updates from one or two chart analysts. But before I go any further, I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who likes making YouTube videos all up on the internet. But it's just a fun hobby. That's all that's going on here, damn it. And if you don't like it, well, you can just get out. As I record this, XRP is at $1.14. Oh, and for frame of reference, and I record videos at weird times because why the hell not? It is currently 4:26 a.m. Central Standard Time on Monday, August 30th. Bitcoin is at $48,000, just a hair over that. Market cap for the asset class, $2.1 trillion. Bitcoin dominance down a bit to 42.8%. You just wait. When this final blow-off top really happens and every single altcoin under the sun starts popping off, you're going to see that Bitcoin dominance plummet. And it doesn't mean that the price of Bitcoin will necessarily be going down when that happens. It's, in all likelihood, just going to mean that altcoins are substantially outpacing any potential Bitcoin growth, which is perfectly fine. By the way, as far as the the crypto fear and greed index, which is really just like an emotional nonsense index, if I'm being for real here. it's humans every day. I love humans. I am a human. They're the best, the very best here. But my gosh, when it comes to investing, like, we as human animals are not good, just on the whole, at setting aside emotion when it comes to investing, which is why this is such a fun index to track. So, Crypto Fear and Greed Index at the time of recording this at 73 out of 100, indicating greed. And it just teeter-totters back and forth, flips back and forth, whatever the hell's happening the moment people feel the emotions, and it's stupid. STOOPID, stupid, son. But so much in crypto is. And so look, I want to talk a little bit. So like as far as this the risk reward profile of XRP, I do want to talk a little bit about this because like here's the deal, and I've mentioned this. It's been a long time since I brought this up, and there's a bunch of new subscribers since I probably last mentioned this. So I wanted to highlight, like, why is it that XRP is my largest holding, and why have I put what I personally consider to be a notable amount of my own money into crypto? And by the way, that was all done during the most of it was done during the bear market. In fact, I haven't bought XRP since early October of last year, and it's my largest holding. It's my favorite cryptocurrency. But for me, living in the United States, also, I wanted to do what I could to ensure, in all likelihood, I'd be holding it at least a year before I sold, because there are tax implications if you hold a crypto for less than a year that I didn't want to deal with, and that may not be the case for everybody out there listening. I understand that, but for me, it actually is seriously a factor. But look, when I started putting in bigger, it's all subjective, but what to me was bigger amounts of my own money into crypto, you know what my calculus was on this? I started thinking, I was like, okay, yeah, it's a lot of money to me, but here's the deal. It's like, if I lose all of that money, 100% of what I'm putting into crypto, would that be life-changing if I lost it all? And even though it was a lot of money to me, my answer was no. It would suck, and I wouldn't be happy about it all. I'd be a sad panda. But it wouldn't destroy my life. It wouldn't change my life. I'd be able to go forward. It's not going to wreck any sort of, retirement, goals or anything like that. But then I also asked myself, okay, but if the market really does go the way that I think and hope that it will, because look, I've been clear about this. The crypto markets for most of the last few years, very illiquid. The opportunity for asymmetrical gains relative to any other asset class, it's real. It's been demonstrated, and I have had the whole time I've been in crypto. Like once I started learning sufficient amounts of knowledge, especially pertaining to potentially the long-term viability of XRP, my confidence just grew and grew and grew. I was like, it's like one of those things where I just think that some of this, not all of it, but some of what happens and what unfolds, it's going to look obvious in hindsight. And so I asked myself, okay, if this goes the way that you think and hope it will, Matt, would that be life-changing? And for me, that answer was yes. So if I lose everything, is it life-changing? No. If things go parabolic and I've invested, so things just go crazy off the charts, another mega bull run, which I still think is going to happen, would that be life-changing to the positive? And the answer was yes. And so I decided I'm going to take this risk. I don't know for sure, but I am highly confident. I'm not doing this on a whim. I really thought through everything that I was doing. And for most of that bear market, I was just dollar cost averaging in. And it was always a strange experience here because, like, for me, when I jumped in, I was doing what I think a sane person would do, just like looking at fundamentals of anything I'm going to put my money in, right? Which is why XRP was so appealing to me. I was like, wait a minute, a coin that offers utility, blazing fast from a technological perspective, perfect for payments and certain other use cases. I was like, yeah, sign me up. Utility, because I quickly found most cryptocurrencies don't offer any damn utility. And so as far as the risk-reward profile, I was like, well, look, I think most of these cryptocurrencies go away, and I don't know when people are going to care about utility more. And so during the bull or the bear market, I was like, I don't think, and I was vocal about this too, I was like, I don't think all of these coins go away now, because even after over 90% crashes, over 95% crashes for some coins, they stuck around. They were just hovering around there, and then some of them started to tick up a bit. And eventually I was like, I don't think this was the cleansing that some people thought last market cycle it was going to be. There are all sorts of really popular analysts out there, and I was always skeptical of that. I was like, I don't know for sure. I'm not pretending like I knew for sure, but I was very skeptical at the idea of these cryptocurrencies after this huge washout, they were just going to go away. And I think that my skepticism, it's very clear now, was well-founded, because now you've got over 10,000 cryptocurrencies and almost none of them do absolutely anything, which is like some silly-ass stuff for real. It really is. It's just so interesting here. But that's the messy marketplace, just figuring stuff out, and that's fine. And so what I'm looking at here, as far as the risk-reward profile, like small cap coins, I'm sure some of you are into small cap coins. I'm not. And that's like, I'm not. That's why again, like, this is not me being overly harsh or critical of your decisions. Do whatever you want to do, because like I recognize that some of those small cap coins are going to just go absolutely bonkers, even this market cycle, that haven't yet. And there are all sorts of people that are going to make a fortune. And so here, let me read this tweet. Actually, there's a tweet that was shared by DIY Investing. The initial tweet was written by somebody named Munia, who wrote the following. Unpopular opinion, ? If you have like only $500 to invest, aping into a strong low cap altcoin might be a better choice than buying Bitcoin at the moment. You either risk losing $500 or do a 50x on your investment. Bitcoin won't be life-changing for a small investor. An S-word coin might do it though. And honestly, in a general sense, I agree. It doesn't mean that I want to put my money in small cap coins. Those things are kind of terrifying to me because you don't know when they're going to go away. I mean, yeah, if you're in one first, and maybe every single small cap coin will move with the rest of the market. But because look, and say I need to be aware of this too. Every mid and large cap coin went parabolic last market cycle. Every single one of them, literally no exceptions to that. I don't know for sure if that's true with every single small cap coin, because there's so many. I just never took the time to go one by one to verify it for myself. Now, if that's true, or even almost all of them, perhaps I would have been more inclined to jump into some of these trash coins that I know are going to go away, but I really didn't. I mean, I hold some crappy coins like Ethereum Classic, for example. I'm not pretending. But even that was just a bet that, okay, the market's moving together. I don't think that's going to be long-term viable based on everything, all information available today here. But yeah, if you want to make the biggest money, the small cap coins present the most opportunity. And the reason is they're the most illiquid cryptocurrency. So if you want something that can have a bigger multiplier effect, you just need a coin that has less money in it. That's it. But again, you're talking about what's the risk-reward profile, though. Is it going to happen? Would it even be long-term viable if that matters to you? Like, these are all things that you actually have to factor in, though, which is why, for me, I'm thinking, okay, even the large cap coins, I've been thinking this for most of the last few years, like, even the large cap coins have almost no money in them. So I'm like, if it reduces my risk, but I get less of a multiplier effect, even with XRP, I'm like, okay, sign me up. You know, because I still put in enough where I'm like, it would be rather substantial for me. But yeah, I'm not pretending like, you know, if money starts flowing into a small cap coin versus XRP, well, obviously, it's way more likely that in terms of the multiplier effect, the small cap coin would win. But I don't care. Like, because it's like, how much risk are you willing to take here? For me, the answer is none on the small cap coins at this particular point. And so I'm sure, again, like I said, many of you listening, I'm sure, own a bunch of small cap coins, and I hope you do extremely well. And what this person here wrote, the concept rings true to me. I don't think that most people are going to be getting rich off of Bitcoin at this point. You know, even if there's a 80% pullback after this bubble inflates and pops for Bitcoin, and you actually bought the bottom, I mean, fine. Maybe if you have a truly long-term time horizon, a decade or two or whatever it ends up being, assuming Bitcoin actually is something that continues to exist, well, then maybe. Fine. But I think that the typical person is not going to be making an absolute fortune off of Bitcoin, but there's so much opportunity for these smaller coins. And that's why, for me, you can talk about the risk-reward profile of XRP and the fact that right now it's the most undervalued of any top 10 cryptocurrency. To me, that's appealing. And yeah, you can say that there is risk because of the fact that the SEC is going after Ripple, claiming that it was selling XRP as an unregistered security. But even at that, I've been following that so damn closely. I'm sure most of you have as well. At this point, I can't imagine a world where this is some sort of slam dunk win for the SEC and XRP can no longer be sold by Ripple and no longer be traded on exchanges in the United States. But even if that happened, you still got the rest of the world trading it because there is additional utility. I still don't think it goes away. It's the best cryptocurrency on the planet for payments. And part of that, a huge part obviously, is what's coded into it. But another huge part of that is something that can't be coded into a cryptocurrency, which is liquidity, real world adoption. And liquidity matters for certain use cases, especially if you're talking about XRP as a bridge currency. So when I look at all these factors and just consider the totality of it, I'm sitting here thinking XRP, these are some of the most important reasons I decided a long time ago. XRP is the one for me. And yeah, fine, it's a large cap coin. Like I keep saying, in terms of multiplier effect, maybe it doesn't outperform the small cap coins. Maybe that ends up being the case. But I don't care. Damn, it's like, how much risk do you want to take on, Matt? That's what I asked myself. And I just think that there's so little money in XRP right now. Even though it's jumped up considerably compared to where it was a year ago when it was like hovering around the 20-cent region, the market cap's $53 billion. Okay, Bitcoin's almost at $1 trillion. Okay, so there's almost no money in this damn thing, and these opportunities, these opportunities are not going to exist forever. Eventually, there's going to be so much money in the space, the whole space, multiplier effect substantially diminishes. There will be less of a frenzy around all of this. And it's just going to be as boring as trading stocks or precious metals or what have you. But that's not where we're at right now. And so that's why, recognizing this, we're living in this time when there's the birth of a brand new asset class that happens. This is a once-in-a-species event. This is a big deal. This is a really big deal. I feel sorry for the people on the sidelines that are too afraid to jump in and just watching it unfold and won't get anything out of it. Well, I'm not going to be that person. That's for damn sure. Here, I don't know exactly how this is going to pan out, and fine, things could go horrifically wrong, in which case maybe I do lose everything that I've invested in XRP and other cryptocurrencies, but I do not think that is remotely likely at this point in time. Anyway, things are looking rather good. The market's moving in tandem, and I really do believe we're going to have this final leg up right here. And then DIY investing, he retweeted that tweet I just shared with you about smaller cap coins, the S-word coins versus Bitcoin, and he wrote the following: "Isn't that why altcoins exist in the first place? LOL. I don't ever hear about anyone buying Bitcoin, but Shiba Inu, they're leveraging their house to go all in." And what's he talking about there? Shiba Inu coin, which, as far as I can tell, based on this chart, this is from Live Coin Watch, it looks like this coin was created, assuming this is correct, because it didn't start getting traded until April, so I'm assuming it was created in April of this year. It looks like it went parabolic and then crashed back down. It doesn't mean it won't ever have a run ever again. I'm not saying that. I don't know a whole lot about the specifics of this, but I did briefly look it up because it's just a perfect example of how there's things can happen quickly. But here, think about it. Here you have a coin that's not functionally being used for anything. But people just throw money into it. So if you thrown it back when it was the smallest of small cap coins, and then maybe you wrote it up a bit, fine, you could have. It's just, man, the risk exposure and the unknown quantities, I think they're much greater for coins that start out like this. And here you can see too, it's just funny. look, I think that they're basically, the creator of this was just trying to piggyback off the success of Doge at the time, right? And so here you can see Shiba Inu is an ERC20 altcoin created on the Ethereum blockchain. The coin was created by an anonymous individual going by the name Ryoshi, I don't know, and dubbed the Dogecoin killer. And there are 400 trillion, with a T, Shiba Inu tokens in circulation, with a max supply of 1 quadrillion tokens. And so there you go. So there's an example of something that just came into existence and then just had a tremendous run up, and here you go. So yes, you can have ridiculous life-changing wealth if you happen to be so fortunate to jump into one of these things, but you just got to ask yourself, like, what's the risk-reward profile on this? And for me, I wasn't willing to take on the risk of any of these types of coins, but others that have done well, and that's fine, to each their own, you know? It's not a one-size-fits-all investing in crypto here. And I get it. It's perfectly fine. And so for me, this is where I want to live, and I think there's tremendous opportunity here, and I think XRP is going to be worth an absolute fortune in the future. It's already made all sorts of millionaires, and I think it's going to do it again this market cycle. And I think the blockchain backer's right. Minimum of $10. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not going to make a prediction. I'm just saying that I find his argument convincing, let's say. And I would be surprised if we don't see at least $10 this market cycle. I don't pretend to know for sure, which is why I'm not saying it's prediction. But based on how high Bitcoin's already gone, how high Ethereum's already gone, what the market's already done, and the fact that I do think there's going to be another final leg up, yeah, all these are reasons why I'd be surprised if we didn't see that here. And this is where I want to live. Large cap coin with tremendous upside opportunity. But with each subsequent market cycle, large cap coins become less and less enticing. Same for mid cap coins. And then for small cap coins, if you're talking something that's just birthed, okay, if something actually takes off, fine, you still have that tremendous multiplier effect, asymmetry relative to the rest of even the crypto asset class. But no, with each subsequent market cycle, there's less and less opportunity. But there's still a ton right now. So I personally am happy to be here. And so what are we looking at right now? Well, here's a tweet from chart analyst Michael Vandepop. And by the way, tons of analysts are saying more or less the same thing as him. So I thought rather than pull up a bunch of tweets with analysts more or less agreeing with one another, I thought I'd just read this one. It's sufficient. Bitcoin view is quite simple. No breakthrough at $51,000 means that we are still facing that final big hurdle, all-time high, in my opinion. Acting beneath, no bull for me. The green zone is the range low support area, and so that's what he's talking about here. This is the chart on the screen where you're looking at, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of on the low end, $42,500, something like that, maybe $43,000. And so not all analysts agree exactly on what numbers, but somewhere hereabout is what I keep seeing over and over and over again. So yeah, we're just kind of range bound, but the final leg up is coming, whether it takes a month or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it takes to get here. I don't know how long. It's going to be absolutely glorious, and admittedly, it's a little less exciting in the meantime, but that's okay. That's most of what it is to be in investing. It really is. Most of the time, you're sideways or down. That's it. That's what history has shown, certainly in the crypto markets. But then, on those days where you do have movement to the upside, it's so substantial that you know crypto's been trending up for over 12 years now. It just has, and I don't think that's going to stop, even with monster pullbacks along the way. And so there you go. There's some of the reasons that I'm thrilled to be in crypto, and why I think that the risk-reward profile for XRP, for me at least, is perfect. It's exactly what I want it to be. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.